I'm ready.
Just making sure it's
Yep. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for showing up this evening. We're going to begin public forum. I'll read the standard statement. The Gary Sansing Public Forum is intended for matters not included on the agenda of the upcoming Board of County Commissioners that will proceed to the public forum tonight. Citizens wishing to address items on the agenda should sign up to speak at those items for the regular board meeting. Speakers shall refrain from abusive or profane remarks or subject to outbursts, protests, or other conduct which interferes with the orderly conduct of the Gary Sansing Public Forum. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise determined by the chairperson to allow sufficient time for all speakers. At the chairperson's discretion, we will end 5 minutes before for the regular board meeting. We can do 3 minutes because we have less than 10 speakers tonight. First speaker is John Walker, and Selena Starling, you're on deck. John Walker, come on up.
Documents I'd like to share with the commissioners, please. They're just photographs.
Tim's going to grab for you. Thank you.
All right. Can I put this screen down?
Uh,
To set my notebook down?
I think you can. Is that okay? If
Yeah, I don't
you
wanna
put the
turn it
string
off.
down, I won't. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Restart his time, yeah. Okay, you're on the clock, sir. You got 3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Kohler. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here tonight, Commissioners. I'm here to talk about Fairfield Park. And for those that are unfamiliar, I'm sure most folks here are not. It's a very small park at the southern end of Fairfield Drive, ending at Bayou Grande, just on the north side of Naval Air Station, Pensacola. This park is in a residential neighborhood like several other parks are around the city. And I'm here to talk about some of the problems in this park. They are significant. We deal with significant homelessness, prostitution, open drug deals, open drug use, repeated daily violations of posted ordinance. The ordinance is posted on the sign that I provided for the commissioners. Folks in the neighborhood have made repeated calls to the Sheriff's Department, and while they do mostly respond, very little comes of it. You know, it's kind of the deputy's vehicle presence, I guess they suppose is going to solve the problem, but they drive away and the problem really persists. So let's see here. If I were to wager, I would say that the Sheriff's Department probably takes more calls on that residential park than any other in the city. And it's widely unknown, I'm sure, by most folks around here. And the people that use the park are mostly good people. You know, they bring their families, kids swim, they watch the Blues, that kind of stuff. It's a great park for that. It's undeveloped. There's no benches or restrooms, grills, or anything like that. Again, most of the folks that use it are good people, but not all of them. You know, we have some bad actors there, and that's why I'm here today. So, I know this isn't a big project. It's not a Navy Boulevard revitalization project or a big project out on the beach. It's just has a tremendous effect on the people in that community in Beach Haven. Let's see here. Look at my notes. Some of the neighbors are here today with me, and we could give you countless examples of being disturbed or awakened in the middle of the night with disturbance down there. And really, I have just two asks. You see the sign. We're asking for a more significant sign. That thing is really easily missed. I've even shown that to deputies that didn't even know it was there. It's not uncommon for there to be 40, 50 cars in that park. I would venture to say 10% of the folks probably even see that sign. They probably don't even realize there's ordinance there. So a bigger, more visible sign is kind of what I'm here to ask for. And my second ask is that while I understand the sheriff doesn't report to the commissioners, I know y'all work together a lot. I would ask that we maybe put a little more effort in policing this thing.
Johnny, if you'll wrap up your thoughts, and I'll make a comment to you.
Okay. So to conclude, can we put a deputy down there, write a few speeding tickets, maybe write some warnings, and kind of just get the word out that we're going to start enforcing ordinance there. The community really needs that to happen. The community's improving, and we believe that the park needs to improve with it.
So I know the problems on that park. I know Commissioner Stroberger knows that park. He was out there when we had drug needles all over. You're correct. We've had calls on prostitution. We have regular homeless problems on that. Unfortunately, if we get the interlocal agreement with the Children's Trust, some of the stuff that Mike Rhodes wants to do to try to put surveillance up with what the sheriff has could help in a lot of these areas like that. So that's a plan. The sign, I think we can do. Mike, are you around here? Mike Rhodes in the back. So we'll make a bigger sign. I'm not sure that'll help. Most people that do this deviant behavior don't read. So, and they don't care. But I will also say that I will reach out to the Sheriff's Department, ask him to do more patrols and see what they can do. We work closely with the Sheriff's Department.
Write a few speeding tickets, take some information, maybe give, the people can't afford a $500 fine, but maybe if they get a warning, they'll, maybe line up a little better.
No, I know it. It's unfortunate you have to live in that situation. I wish I could say in District 2 that was the only park. It's about 1 of 5. So I get it. And I appreciate you coming down and expressing your concerns, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Selena Starling, you're up next.
Mike, while she's coming, there was a killing of a young man who played ball for me. His mother coached cheerleading for me. It was on Citrus Street in your district.
Yeah.
It suffers with infrastructure, lights, sidewalks, and safety. Whatever you need for support for that, you have it. I was down there. I mean, it was like a third world country in your district.
I keep telling you all that. No one believes me.
Yeah. But it was sad. I mean, but I had to see that young man laying in the road. So whatever you need to, whatever
I
support
appreciate
you
that,
need for
Commissioner May.
you'll have my support. And didn't mean to go in your district, but he was a kid that played ball for me, and it was a sad
No, that was a
thing.
terrible story, and I don't even know if they know what the cause was yet, but yeah, it was 2 miles from my house. So, all right, Selena Starling, are you out there? Selena? Okay, if Selena's not there, we'll go to John Moore. Is John Moore out there? Okay, I'm just going through the list. Okay, I do see Chris Kerb. Chris Kerb, you're up next.
I got a handout for y'all, a couple of them.
Don't, sir. Stop. Give him a break.
How y'all doing this evening?
Chris, you better get going. We haven't even started the clock. You're getting extra time.
Well, I'll try to be brief. 3 minutes, huh? So I will be brief.
Is that the only shirt you have?
OLF discussions this evening is probably going to take up a lot of time. So one thing I did want to mention on that, I had a professional engineer tell me that the DPC stormwater area and wetland conservation area likely needs to be expanded, especially considering Chapter 2024-275 amendments to Chapter 62-330 Environmental Resource Permit Rules go in effect on December 28th. Anyway, that's not what I'm really wanted to talk about. Recently, I've been attending a lot of meetings, been a part of vulnerability assessments, webinars, learning about case studies, providing quite a bit of input on adaptation plans and flood resilience discussions, and got a question for you. You listen? Would you go to a dentist using 1979 technology? Would you?
Depends on how much pain I was in.
All right. Well, why would you want to design stormwater ponds, drainage infrastructures, and watershed modeling using 1979 obsolete, archived rainfall data or arbitrary and capricious design standards for closed basin storm studies, closed basin stormwater ponds? Commissioner May, this morning you expressed opposition to another study related to the Baptist area, and I can't remember what study you mentioned. It was 10 years old, but there's another one, Coopering Park, drainage study in that area. It's not completed. And you mentioned that you don't think we should kick the can down the road again for another study that's going to sit on the shelf 10 years. Well, I submit to you that that's exactly what y'all did on February 20th when you kicked the stormwater ordinance down. You said you were going to bring it back this summer. DOT's already done all those studies. You had a consultant up here who's done comparisons of NOAA Atlas 14 versus the 1979 obsolete and archived rainfall data. So let's stop kicking this can and pick it up. Thank goodness we're not doing a 1979 dental implants.
Thank you, Chris. You still got a few seconds if you want the last word.
Tell a joke. That joke would take a lot longer.
All right, Chris, your time's
thank
up.
you.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you a joke. No, Teresa Blackwell, you're up next. I love you, Chris.
I love you too. Teresa Blackwell from Beulah. And good evening, commissioners. I'll put on my glasses so I can see what I was going to say. Okay, I want to take a moment to talk about the distinction between urban planners, architects, and engineers. Because understanding the difference is key to shaping livable communities. Urban planning isn't just about designing buildings or roads. It's about creating connected, walkable, and thriving places where people can live, work, and interact naturally. Urban planners study human movement, social spaces, and long-term livability, a level of expertise that neither architecture nor engineer alone can provide. While architects focus on structures and engineers focus on technical infrastructure, urban planners bring a holistic approach, ensuring that individual elements work in harmony to create functional, beautiful, and enduring communities, Commissioner May. And not all development decisions should be left solely to architects or engineers, because placemaking requires specialized knowledge. The details, the way streets invite pedestrians, the way parks encourage gathering, the way parking is placed to support vibrant storefronts, matter deeply. And thank you for looking at me, Commissioner Hofberger. With proper urban planning, communities risk becoming car-centric, underutilized, and Commissioner Kohler, and Stroberger sometimes, or poorly connected, leading to missed opportunities for thriving spaces. A good example of this is the Beulah Master Plan. We hired an engineer to do that plan. I had reservations about it from the start. And it went very badly. That engineer hired on an urban planner. So he had one who retired just in time once he got this project completed. It is not a plan. It is a list of ideas. He actually sent a memo in saying, here's what I'm going to do. Master plan was not part of it. And somehow that got through. And that's what they did. They sent us a list of ideas. So we should have hired an urban planner for that. Beulah has been burned with no action on that. We're getting development. 65 more houses coming, and the standards will not be raised on that. We wanted it in, what do you call that thing?
Hey, Teresa, your time's up.
Out of time. So we wanted something that would help ensure greater standards and also greater transparency. We need to know what the COW subject is going to be. We appreciate that ahead of time.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. Bye.
Larry Downs, you're up next, and then Kathy Rushing. Wow, you're looking professional today, Mr. Downs.
Larry Downs Jr. Plumbing LLC, because fecal matters. This is my invitation to Lumen, Stephen Barry especially. Y'all three weren't up here, but I think y'all kind of know where I'm at. This is to discuss your favorite magic juice shots. If y'all want to have a podcast with me and we can just talk about it, how you love it, And let's do it. Oh, it's on. Y'all just heard me. I got a commitment. Now we just got to get a date. Anyways, hey, y'all see my hat? Oh, you see it right there? It says Gulf of America. Yeah, do y'all like it? I didn't even buy this. Somebody gave it to me. They said, they seen me on a job and they said, hey, I got you a hat. I was like, man, I done about wore it out. So anyways, thank y'all for putting that sign up there. I know Lumen's loving it. You like our new sign? It says, welcome to the Gulf of America. America, baby. Anybody that has a problem with that, there's just a problem. There's a problem. That's the problem. Anyways, I do want, this is one of the things that I would like to get from the two board members that are here that were here during the start of the pandemic. I would like to get an apology. And you don't have to apologize to me personally. Just say, I apologize for being fooled. That's all I'm looking for. I apologize for being fooled by the Faucis of the world. You know, the Peter Daszak of EcoHealth Alliance, Ralph Barrick of Chapel Hill, those Fort Detrick, DARPA. Man. And please, Lumen, whatever you do, don't ever tell your people to go get the Caucasian corporate chemical injections. Don't do it. It's not good for them.
We're not. We're just going to drink the Clorox like Trump. I mean, it's all good.
Hey, Trump told you to get them. Isn't that weird? He's still telling you to get them. I wouldn't go with what Trump says. I can tell you that right now. I got a video on YouTube talking about that, going, man, Lumen loves Trump's super secret sauce. All right, anyways, I'm not going to hold you too hard. I would like an apology, though, just to the people that, hey, I wished I would have done a little more research than following the science, you know. I mean, the science that was just crammed down our throat. So anyways, one other thing, too, I got an announcement on June the 27th, Island Fights, back at the Pensacola Bay Center. So if y'all want to come and see some men, you know, throw around some testosterone and put up a fight, which you don't see often these days. You'll probably never see it. I mean, really, street fights are a thing of the past. Bar fights, they'll run from them. All right. Thank you.
Larry,
MissionObvious.com. Over and out.
Thank you so much for your comments. Kathy Rushing?
Thanks, Larry. I'm going to get AI to write you an apology letter. They'll get it.
And I want that podcast.
Order here, folks. Kathy, come on up. All right. Hi, Ms. Rushing. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to talk about sidewalk law.
Sidewalk law?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
we need a law that says no parking on sidewalks. We got neighbors in our street that have a boat with the tongue this deep going across the sidewalk. They park on the side over the sidewalk because there's no law against it. Code can't do a thing because there's no law against it.
Tim, is that true? Okay.
Uh-huh. We got it on out there on the island, but we don't have it here. So would y'all please consider, let's get a law, no parking over the sidewalk.
Kathy,
So-
we don't make laws. That's the legislature, but we do ordinances.
Well,
And so-
whatever
Yeah.
law or ordinance, whatever it is, whatever you're supposed to do, can you get it, give us an ordinance for the county?
I think it's something the board can consider. I don't think people should be parking across sidewalks that people walk through, so I'll talk to the staff and see what we can do.
The worst thing is the boat going, across there. But I really would appreciate it if you would consider that, so at least the sidewalks aren't parked. And that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you, Ms. Rushing. Eric Sharplin, you're up next.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to come down. I'm recovering my arm here, but what I want to talk about tonight was, I understand with Ms. Hothberger, she's trying very hard to get this tax thing done on MSB, but I've already heard the two commissioners, they were quite annoyed because this is not the place to hold a pep rally and stack the deck to try to twist arms. All you're going to do is alienate more people than you bring to your side. Just like with the people with the school a couple of weeks ago, one of the commissioners pointed out to me how disingenuous all these students speaking was. They had nothing to do with what y'all were voting on. It's like you're just playing on people. They're playing on people's emotions. So I just wanted to just come down and just say that, I mean, maybe y'all should just open it up one day at 10 o'clock and just hold an all-day forum on this MSB. Let every district come down and speak on it and see how they feel. Just not one district, all the districts. And then before y'all make your final vote or whatever y'all are going to do on it. All right. But I appreciate your time, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, for your comments. Kevin Herring, oh, hey, Kevin, come on up.
Hello, Kevin Herring, 36 Kennington Drive. I'm up here about the little
Neighborhood cleanup?
yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, all I'm saying is you missed some spots on this Kennington Drive area. There's there's no house there anymore on number 37. Still has a pile of limbs that's been there since like Hurricane Sally, and we've done this more than every year or whatever y'all do it. And then there's some other things like there's a right of way at the end of the road that
What's the road, Mr. Herring?
Kennington Drive.
Repeat that?
Kennington, Kennington. Yeah.
Okay, we can look into that, Wes.
Yeah.
Public Works can, we'll take a look at that. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Jamie, maybe we can look at that. Thank you, Jamie, I appreciate you.
That's all I got.
Okay. Second chance on Selena Starling. Is Selena Starling in the audience? Okay. All right, I'm going to pass on Selena. John Moore? Okay, this concludes the meeting. We'll meet at 5:30 for the regular board meeting. Thank you all.